Rod, it really is going to be a great year to be a Ute in the NFL draft. They likely could have upwards of 9 players drafted this year.
Most of the talk hasn't been about the game, really, more about what Salt Lake has to offer, or rather doesn't have to offer off the court.
We had to narrow it down, though, for everyone. Hey, is it too early to do this? Show me the title!
Show me the title! Hopefully we can do something like this in April and May.
Aren't you excited?
It's going to be a big day on Tuesday.
LeBron and the Cavs will be in Utah Tuesday, but first some business, of course, to take care of in the desert. James and company putting it on the Suns early.
The Jazz likely will be the 5 seed, which means they will open up their first game in the first round of the playoffs on Saturday night.
Yeah, they certainly miss Rudy down low, don't they?
They do. There is a potential, maybe, I was hearing Quinn talking about he could be back at some point in the series, so fingers crossed. John Stockton and Jerry Sloan will be there. Question, Jeremiah, can we get Rod to shave his head again? Can we put that in?
Well, the hair never actually came back.
Oh,
so,
ouch.
no.
He's not here. Ouch.
I don't think it's going to happen again.
Bell Edwards was laid to rest yesterday. He coached the Cougars for nearly 30 years.
Brittany Copeland joins me now. You were at the Clippers shoot-around this morning. How did they react to the news that Rudy might play tonight?
Well, their shoot-around was at 11 a.m. this morning, and at that point, when they did talk to the media, they had not known yet that Rudy Gobert's status had been upgraded to questionable. They only knew that he was listed at doubtful at that point. I did talk to their center, the Clippers center, DeAndre Jordan, about Rudy Gobert's status, and if they've started to game plan against him now, his answer was one word: no.
No, I mean, if he plays, he plays. You know, it's not like we change it the way we play anyway. So, I mean, obviously that'd be a big boost for them if he does play. But for us, we are who we are. We're not going to change our stripes because someone plays, so it wouldn't matter for us.
The Clippers have other things to worry about anyway, like how are they going to fill the void of Blake Griffin? The team's leading scorer is out for the rest of the playoffs with a toe injury.
Griffin frustrated.
We obviously can't replace Blake, but that's why we have such a deep team, and I think we did a really great job in free agency of getting guys like Mo and Bass and getting Paul back, and guys like Luke and Wes who can play multiple positions will be able to help us. But it's going to be a group effort.
Clippers by 1. Chris Paul behind the back, splits the double team, lays it up and in. Timeout, Quinn Snyder.
Chris Paul may have to do more in his absence. He already started initiating that in Game 3, helping to lead a charge on a 14-point comeback. CP3 scored 24 points in the second half, and now the Clippers have locked down a 2-1 series lead.
We don't want to overdo it either, you know, because Blake's out. Chris can't make up the 25 points that he was scoring, but he can make up some of them.
Doc Rivers says Mo Spates will likely start in his place, in Blake Griffin's place. We'll see, though. You know, the Clippers have been there before. They've dealt with injury troubles all season long, just like the Jazz. They were without Blake Griffin at one point in December and January.
And they're missing Austin Rivers is also not going to play tonight. So that's 2 guys one starter and 1 guy off the bench that you really depend on. Their depth is really taking a hit. Now, that's the Jazz strength in this series right now. They have depth, especially if Rudy comes back. All of a sudden, they have a lot of depth, and that could be really a big factor tonight.
If Rudy does come back, though, you have to question how many minutes he would be able to play. They don't want to risk re-injuring anything, too, on top of that.
There is good news to report. An MRI shows just a bone bruise in his knee, no structural damage, no timetable is set for his return. But considering how bad it looked, everyone grateful it's not that serious. He was screaming in pain.
I thought he tore something. Based on his reaction and the way you saw him go down, you've seen that before, and so it's great news that he's going to be back soon.
Great news when you talk about an injury, but in this sense, it is.
Yeah.
Well, we are hopeful that Rodney makes a speedy recovery. He will not be playing tomorrow night in Phoenix, but in the meantime, he may have some more time to focus on his other passion, and that is giving back. Earlier this week, I caught up with a Jazz guard to talk about what helped mold him into the basketball player he is today.
From the day Rodney Hood was drafted by the Utah Jazz in 2014, you knew how much his home away from home meant to him.
Just a little kid playing at the Boys and Girls Club, you know, want to be like your big brother, you know, and getting a chance to walk across the stage and give some people hope, you know, from where I'm from, you know, it means a lot.
Now it's the children who look up to him. Who's your favorite Jazz player?
I don't know. Rodney Hood.
So did you know you were going to meet an NBA player today?
No.
How cool is that?
Pretty cool.
You know, after I went to school, I needed something to do to keep me out of trouble, keep me out of harm's way, so I came here. I was around positive people, and it made me a better person. So, you know, y'all really take advantage of it. Don't take it for granted, because it's a lot of other things y'all could be into.
Hood visited the Capital West Boys and Girls Club and fit right in, except when he was at a height disadvantage. The third-year NBA player answered the kids' questions, and he even shared playing time. That kind of gesture goes a long way.
They get to see that they could be just like Rodney. They could be anything they want to be. And when somebody from the community like Rodney Hood comes and hangs out with them, it teaches our kids that they're important. And that, to me, I think is one of the best things that we can give our kids, is to know that somebody in the community cares about them.
Rodney takes his responsibility of being a role model very seriously. He knows how much of an impact he can have because he speaks from experience.
When I wasn't in school, I was at the club. You know, I was playing basketball, kickball, Connect Four, whatever you want to call it. I was doing my homework. That's why I did all my homework as well. And in the summertime, you know, I used to go there at 7 o'clock in the morning, leave at 5:30, 6 o'clock at night.
Hood started going to the club when he was 4 years old, and he grew up there, literally. His father, Ricky, has been the director of the East Mississippi Boys and Girls Club for over 20 years.
I had to share my dad with the Boys and Girls Club because everybody looked at him as a father figure. So, I mean, it was just fun, you know, having, you know, growing up in it. You know, I think that's the biggest thing.
We can also thank the Boys and Girls Club for helping Rodney make plays like this late in the game against the defending world champions. The club is where Rodney fell in love with the game, and it's where he learned how to play.
You know, they used to beat me all the time and things like that, but we used to play all day. We used to play at the Highland Park. We used to play at the Boys and Girls Club, and, you know, it made me a better player.
His brother, who he admired on the basketball court at the Boys and Girls Club, is now by his side in Utah. Ricky Hood Jr. knew Rodney was destined for greatness at a young age, and it is no surprise helping others is a big part of who he has become.
That's all we do. We give back. This is home for us, so it's not necessarily giving back his family, you know. So this is something that we do, something we will do, and born and raised what we've done for years and years.
You know, I see myself in a lot of those kids, you know, just full of energy, you know, full of excitement, you know, not really knowing what's going to happen in the future, just enjoying being right now. And I think that's one thing I can stress to them, just enjoy being young, enjoy being in this moment, because, you know, you grow up fast.
The Jazz won a game against the Warriors in the regular season in Oakland, right here at Oracle Arena, and they have faith they can do it again in Game 2 of the Western Conference semifinals. It's hard to accomplish that, though, without support, so we went on a mission to find Jazz Nation in enemy territory. Okay, I got to ask you guys an important question. Have you seen any Utah Jazz fans?
No. There is no Utah Jazz fans. We are Golden State Warriors here.
Well, give me my mic back. We're from Utah. We're here for the Jazz.
We like Joe Ingles and Dante Exum. They're from Australia.
But I'm into jazz.
No, Utah Jazz, the basketball team.
Oh my God, can I tell you? I was totally...
team.
Wait. No, can I tell you? I have a Utah Jazz Barbie.
A Utah Jazz Barbie?
Biggest John Stockton fan.
Where are you from?
Brazil.
Brazil.
That's why.
Okay, do you have an NBA team in the United States?
Yes, I do. Chicago Bulls.
It should be the Jazz. Raul Neto.
Why Jazz?
Because Raul is from Brazil. Where are the Utah Jazz hats?
We don't have any.
Why not?
We'll just collect dust in here. I'm sorry.
But you have a Seattle Supersonics hat. This team doesn't exist.
I mean, it's a pretty dope hat, but I bet you Seattle has a better nightlife than you guys back there.
Hey, look, guys. Finally found one.
Zoltar, tell me, please, will the Jazz win Game 2 against the Warriors? Are you tired? Are you weary? Does life feel drab and dreary? Despair not of this, my friend. I see happiness around the bend. Does that mean a Jazz win?